Hey everyone, it's Mona here at Klatch. Today is Friday, that means it's another Coaster Friday. Today we're going to do some goofy chick coasters. I have 4 ounces of resin mix and now I'm going to add some of my pigment. And I'm going to add some yellow and just a tiny bit of orange. So we'll mix that up and kind of see how it looks. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow pigment powder too. Once it's well mixed, we can put it into the coaster mold. And remember, if you're ever looking for any of the materials that I used or any written directions, you can find them at craftclatch.com. And I am going to pour these into the cavities. Once all that's in, I'll take my lighter, pop the bubbles. Then I'm going to let that sit a minimum of 12 hours. These have cured, now we can pop them right out. The pigment powder tends to do this where you get the circle in the middle. And that's all fine and good. It doesn't make any difference at all. I like the way the pigment powder gives it a little bit of texture, just for fun. Now we're just going to paint our chicks. And we're going to do the same thing as we did last year when I did the ones out of wood. This is kind of the resin version of it, but we're going to have a little twist. If you don't remember the chicks from last year, here they are. They were wood and they're perfect for kids to paint. And I just bought the ovals already at the craft store. And I'll have a link to this video down in the description below. Or you can find it over at my website at craftclatch.com. So this is super easy painting. All I'm going to do is take some of my orange. And right smack in the middle, I'm going to make a triangle. And it could be as perfect or imperfect as you want it to be. It could be long, it could be short, it could be wide, it could be thin. Does not matter. And figure on 2 coats. Then you want to let that dry, but I'm going to do the eyes now. I've got a dowel rod. I'm going to just dip it into my white paint. And do a couple of eyes. We're going to want to let that dry and then we'll come back and put the pupils in. These are dry. Now I'm just going to take the end of my paintbrush. I dipped it into a little black paint. And I'm going to add little eyeballs. And then I'm going to do one more coat on the beaks just to kind of fill it out. I've mixed a couple ounces of resin. These guys are dry. And I'm just pouring the resin on here slowly so it can kind of move to the edges. And I can help it if needed. Once I have it all spread out, I'll take my lighter, pop the bubbles. I'll come back a couple times. Now we're just going to let this cure for a minimum of 12 hours and then we'll come back and we'll finish our project. While the resin's curing, we can make the template for our stand, which is going to be our feet. So you can grab a different coaster just to kind of give you a base of size. I want them to kind of be disproportionate and big because I want them to be kind of cute. And I'm just really making one big piece. It's not really 2 feet. And this is what they're going to look like. Just like that. So when the chick is standing in it, he's going to have these big oversized feet. And it's going to act as a stand, so it can just be a decoration for Easter or all year if you want. I ran out to the garage and I found this piece of scrap wood, which is perfect. And I am going to trace this onto here and we will get 2 feet out of here. It's about 10 degrees outside, so I'm not even going to drag you guys with me. I'll take it outside and cut it and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Here are the feet, and now all I need to do is sand them down. It's really cold outside, so I got to do it in here. And I got to do it manually. And I want to make sure I get all of the marker off and just smooth any of the edges. The chick coasters have cured and now we got to finish the bases. I've got these sanded and now I'm going to figure out where I want to put these. So I'm going to just take a pencil and make a couple markings just so I know where I need to cut. And then I'm going to use my Dremel and cut just a section out of here to be able to slide these guys in. To get the wood out, all you need to do is, if you have some woodworking tools, if you have other carving tools, engraving tools, you might be able to do it with that. I'm just going to do it by hand with these tools because it's so cold outside. I'm not even going to figure out how to do anything out there. Once you have all that dug out, your coaster should fit in there nice and snug. Now that the feet are carved, we can paint them. I'm going to paint them the same color that I did the beak. I'm going to goop it on. Then once you get it all painted, you're just going to let it dry. Now we have one last thing to do, and this is why I did it 2 ounces on the first layer, because then it would be a little bit thicker and I can drill into the top of the head. And you can leave it this way, you don't have to do this next step, but I kind of think it's fun. Drill a hole, and then you could stick in a feather. And you can go with a smaller feather or you can shorten this feather. Pop in the feather, and this is a very tall feather, and we can shorten it or leave it like this because it's kind of cute too. That is personal preference. To shorten a feather, all you need to do is figure out how long you want it and go a little bit past it. Then you can pull some of the feathery stuff out. And pop that in instead. So it's a little less overwhelming of a feather. Now you have these fun, goofy looking coasters. You just take it out, use it for your drink. They're supposed to be cartoony looking. That's why I went with the big oversized feet. And you can just do the coaster like this too. You don't have to do it with the feet. But I thought it would be fun for it to stand, and it could be part of your holiday decorations. I hope you guys like the Chick coasters. Hope you give it a try. And remember, if you are ever looking for a materials list or written directions, you can find them at craftclatch.com. And if you aren't already, remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Remember, life is too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter. Stay safe. Bye, guys.